Welcome to the Academy, a series focused on the basics of Star Wars: The Old Republic. In this episode, we will be discussing
playing as free-to-play, preferred, or subscribed.
There are 3 different ways to play SWTOR when it comes to subscribing to the game: free-to-play, preferred, and subscribed. When you first download the game, you start off as free-to-play. That means you haven't invested any money into the game and are trying it out as a demo to see if you like it. You can access so much of the game while playing for free, including all 8 of the original class stories. There are lots of small annoying restrictions, like only being allowed to hold so many credits and not getting some of the best loot. But as far as things go, SWTOR has one of the best free demos out there. Subscribing is when you pay monthly for the game at about $15 per month. Subscribing gives you access to 100% of the game's content, including the storylines past the original class stories, all of the expansions, and no restrictions. There is also an in-between state called Preferred. You can become a preferred player by spending at least $5 on the game, either by subscribing for at least 1 month or by buying some cartel coins. This state gives you a few less restrictions, and if you also subscribed in the past, you can get to keep access to a majority of the expansions you had already unlocked. Some of the biggest drawbacks of being a free-to-play player is that there will not be a lot for you to do once you complete your class storyline. If you've gotten that far in the story and enjoyed the game, I highly recommend subscribing for at least 1 month. That way, you unlock all the expansions and preferred perks, even if you only stay subscribed for 1 month. You'll also have a lot of little drawbacks if you try to play with a friend. You can still play with each other easily while doing the stories, but you can't do things like trade, mail, expand your inventory, or quick travel easily, or revive if you die a lot. Preferred and free-to-play players deal with a lot of restrictions once they finish the storyline and start digging into the other non-story content. One of the biggest challenges is the credit cap. For free-to-play players, you'll only be allowed to hold up to 200,000 credits. Preferred players can only hold 350,000 credits. Any credits you earn beyond that point will be thrown into an escrow, a bank that holds your excess credits that you'll receive back the next time you subscribe. You can also buy escrow unlocks with cartel coins that will grant you a chunk of credits from your escrow, but won't make your credit cap higher. This can make it extremely difficult to buy expensive items like rare armors, mounts, or luxury stronghold unlocks. For a seasoned player, this restriction is by far the most frustrating because no matter how you like to play, it's a large part of the game to earn and spend credits. As for content, you'll be locked out of 2 major parts of the game: PvP and operations. For PvP, you'll be restricted to 5 war zones per week per character. There are ways to get around this, but only if you have a friend to queue up with who is subscribed. You'll also be locked out completely from ranked PvP, the highly competitive version of PvP for advanced players. For PvE, you'll be locked out of operations, the 8-man group content where you can fight bosses as a group. The only way to get in them is if you buy a special pass from the cartel market with cartel coins, or have a friend buy one for you. You'll also be restricted to 3 flashpoints per week, unless you buy a similar pass. Even if you get into an operation or flashpoint, you won't be able to use the purple gear you win without an authorization pass you can buy. As a preferred player in Knights of the Fallen Empire, you'll only get any chapters that came out while you're subscribed. For example, if you subscribe while chapter 14 is out, then unsub the next month, you'll have access to all the chapters up to 14, but none after that until you resubscribe. XP while you're leveling also comes a lot slower while you're free-to-play or preferred, but since leveling is currently so fast, it's not really a big deal. In general, everything is a lot smoother if you're subscribed to the game, but it's not impossible to play as preferred or free-to-play depending on what you want to do. If you enjoy the game and have the money, I definitely recommend to subscribe as long as you're actively playing and enjoying the game. If you want to show your support for this series, or to get notified when the next episode of the Academy comes out, subscribe to this channel.